Okay, so today we're going to make a lasagna. First thing you need, dry pan. No oil, not a bit of oil in it, you don't need oil, because you're going to get all your fat from the mince. So we put in our mince. Break it up, give it a little stir. Turn the heat up a bit. Okay, so we let that go brown. Okay, and once the minces start to brown, we take our chopped onions, which we prepared earlier. They go in the pan. And give that a stir, sweat the onions out. So just let that sweat out for a little bit. Okay, once it's at this stage where everything's nicely browned, we add our black pepper which we prepared. That goes in. We add some shredded carrot for sweetness. That all goes in. Let's stir around. What the carrot does is it lifts the sauce, gives it a nice sweet taste to it so it's not too bitter. And that'll just cook away in the bolognese. And now the secret ingredient in any good bolognese or lasagna is a bottle of wine. So get all that in there. Swimming in lovely wine. So we just cook it out, let the mince absorb all the flavour of the wine. The alcohol in it will be cooked out, so it's alcohol free by the time you eat it, which is good for anyone not drinking alcohol. Next, we're going to put a little bit of garlic. So 1, 2, 3 little clumps of garlic. Give that a stir. Then we're going to add our beef stock. If you haven't got any beef stock, you can use a OXO cube. I use these little pots. So I'm going to add one of them in. Give it a nice rich beefy taste once it's all broken up and cooked through. So we just let that simmer for a bit. Okay, so that's been simmering for about 5 minutes. You can see how nice and dark it's gone now. So the next step is to add our herbs. This is a mixture of basil, rosemary, thyme and oregano. So we add that in. Mix it into the mince, the onions. And again, keep stirring and keep it on the heat it's on. It's on a medium to low heat, just bubbling away. And just keep it cooking like that for a few minutes and then we'll add the rest of these ingredients. Okay, now for the next ingredient, which is some diced and chopped peppers. You can use frozen if you've got them, but We haven't, so we got some fresh peppers which have been diced. They go in. Mix them in, let them cook for a little so they're not too hard. It's getting exciting, this, isn't it? After the peppers have cooked a bit, we're going to add the mushrooms. Okay, so the peppers have cooked nice and soft. You've got a nice rich sauce there. We haven't even got the tomato sauce in it yet. Look at that richness. It's going to be beautiful. Right, mushrooms. Chopped mushrooms, they go in. Now we can add the sauce. Give that a stir. Making sure it covers all the mince, all the other lovely ingredients. And that is your basic bolognese. So we're gonna reduce that down, cook it for about 5 minutes, and then that's ready then to build up your lasagna. Okay, now it's time to build up the lasagna. So you start with your lasagna dish. Get some pasta sheets, lay them in the bottom. These are Tesco ones, but any brand will do, really doesn't matter. Then onto that, I'm just going to put a little bit of the sauce. Don't need too much on the bottom layer, just to stick it all together, a bit like cement. Then we repeat. Another layer of sauce. Bit more this time. And you keep building this up, and then in between the next few layers you put some of your white sauce, mozzarella. So I'm going to build this up and we'll come back and see the finished one. Okay, so we've laid it all up. Here's the final layer. Pasta sheet, press it down. Another sheet. Get it nice and firm in there. Little half a sheet there. Another little half of one there, so it fits in. Press it down. Add our white sauce all over it. Smooth that out to the edges. Lovely. And now mozzarella on top. That can go in the oven. You want it on gas mark 4 for about 35-40 minutes. So, gonna do that now. Okay, so we just took it out of the oven, and there's the finished lasagna. Absolutely delicious. So we'll have that for our tea later. Only thing to do now, because you should always clean up as you go along, only thing to do now is the dishes. So I'll get stuck into them now.